Megan North from Thomas Keeble. Megan enjoys music and singing and dancing. She also likes design and, one of my favourites, watching Netflix. However, she is also scared of spiders and snakes. Megan, are you all set?
Yeah.
Give her a huge round of applause.
We are one of at least 10 million species that share space on this tiny little planet. But how are we connected to other species, nature, and the world around us? Whilst we cannot argue, advances in science and technology are beyond our imagination. I propose that this has come at a cost, our connection to our natural world. So, does this matter? If so, what are the consequences to our health and our well-being? Based on my research, I believe yes, it does matter. 7 out of 10 people admit that they are losing touch with nature. Pressures of daily life mean we are time poor, in jobs chained to our desks, and we are becoming increasingly detached from the outside world. So, put your hand up if you've been on a walk in nature this week. Put your hand up if you'd like to spend more time outdoors. Our urge to connect with nature is the basis of Biophillia. In his book, Biophillia, 1984, the biologist E.O. Wilson believed that as human beings, we intrinsically seek out and connect with nature. In a nutshell, he asserted that as human beings, nature is rooted in our biological makeup. An everyday example of this might be someone watching a cat video on YouTube or putting a potted plant in their office. We don't quite know why we do these things, we are just drawn to doing them. This is essentially our love of life and living things. So, when our opportunities for loving life are limited, what happens? Our health and our well-being pays the price. The following case studies help illustrate this. Think, you've just had an operation. Would you rather have a room facing trees or a brick wall? I think we'd all much rather have the room facing trees. Researchers in Pennsylvania discovered that patients recovering with a window view of trees spent far fewer days in hospital and needed far fewer pain medication than those viewing a brick wall. These findings were also supported by Washington State University when they put forward a series of experiments. They were all in different rooms. One room was empty, one room was full of potted plants, and one room was full of objects rated in similar interest and beauty as the potted plants. The participants were asked to put their hand in ice-cold water for as long as possible. The longer their hand was in, the higher their pain tolerance. The people in the room of potted plants could hold their hand in a lot longer than the other two control rooms, some even reaching the maximum of 5 minutes. So, should doctors start prescribing green spaces and plants as pain relief strategy? Horticultural therapy is a growing profession that works with people and plants to aid both physical and mental health issues. It helps you nurture plant life and understand seasons, which offers hope and orientation to nature, a primal need in us all. The Friends of the Earth urges us to think of our environment as a natural health service. So a prescription for myself might look like this: spend more time outdoors and much less time on my phone. To conclude, biophilia is essentially our love of life.
Thank you, Megan. What an interesting topic. Wow, that was super, super interesting. I'd love to hear what you think. Sarah?
That was great, Megan, thank you. So I'm learning today I need to drink less fizzy drinks, I need to sleep more, and I need to connect with nature more. This is like a life lesson that we're getting here. Thank you for that. So the tricky thing, of course, is that we all spend a lot of time indoors, either at school or at home or in offices. And that's a real problem, isn't it? Apart from having potted plants, can you think of other ways in which people might be able to engage the outdoors as well as living life?
I think maybe even in schools we could do more outdoor lessons and things like that, and even in work you could just do outdoor activities and yeah.
Jamie, anything to add?
I imagine that you're saying the benefits of having plants and things. Does it matter what kind of nature we have around us, do you think? You know, if we decide, we're going to have a pet or we're going to have plants, does that make a big difference to people's
I don't really think it does. Like, it literally affects like all things, like even your intelligence. So if they did an experiment where people went on a walk and then did brain teasers, and they were a lot better at the brain teasers after going on that walk. So it's any kind of nature, really.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Don't forget your window. What if we stuck that up on the wall? I wonder if that would help. Probably would a little bit. Thank you so much. That was mega interesting. Give a huge round of applause.